Hello there, fellow coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to the channel World Rare Coins, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins that could be worth a small fortune. From hidden gems that could be worth a fortune to little-known coins with a rich history, we'll explore it all. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on any of our exciting discoveries. And now grab your magnifying glasses and let's start our today's video. On Top 1 today, we're going to dive into a coin that might be sitting in your collection or perhaps buried in your spare change. Yes, I'm talking about the 1980 United States 1-cent coin. While you might think of the penny as one of the most common coins out there, this particular coin has gained attention for its rarity and potential value. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, we'll reveal just how much this small coin could be worth today. Spoiler alert, it's $60,000. Let's take a trip back to the year 1980. The United States was in the midst of an interesting period of economic transition. The economy was experiencing high inflation, and President Jimmy Carter was in office. On the coinage front, the U.S. Mint was still in the process of producing the penny in its copper-plated steel form. While the penny was not as significant as some other coins in the eyes of the public, the 1980 penny stands out in the eyes of modern-day collectors. The 1981 cent coin is relatively easy to find in circulation, especially if you're searching through change that has accumulated over the years. But here's the twist. Although millions of these coins were minted, the real value comes when you find one in near-perfect condition. This is where the excitement begins. The 1980 penny has all the same design features as its predecessors. On the obverse, or front side of the coin, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The image has graced the penny since 1909 and continues to be one of the most recognized depictions of any American figure on currency. Surrounding Lincoln's face are the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty." In the minting year 1980, on the reverse, you'll see the familiar Lincoln Memorial. This reverse design, which was introduced in 1959, is a tribute to the historical and symbolic importance of Abraham Lincoln, featuring the memorial building with its grand columns. For many collectors, the memorial side of the penny is a symbol of the unity and strength of the nation, forever tied to Lincoln's legacy. But what makes this 1980 penny stand out in the world of numismatics? The truth is, the 1981 cent coin is far more valuable than you might imagine. The key factor here is condition. Most pennies from this year were widely circulated, meaning they've seen wear and tear, tarnishing, and scratches from being passed through countless transactions. However, finding a mint state or uncirculated 1980 penny is rare. These well-preserved coins have barely seen any circulation, making them significantly more valuable than their counterparts. Uncirculated coins are those that have been kept in pristine condition from the moment they were struck by the U.S. Mint. When a coin is untouched and unblemished by time, it retains all of its original details and luster, which is exactly what collectors are looking for. Because of this, uncirculated 1980 pennies have become highly sought after in the numismatic world. But it's not just about the condition of the coin. Mint errors also play a huge role in the value of a coin. Mint errors occur when there is a flaw in the coin's design or production process. These errors can range from double dies, where the design is unintentionally doubled on the coin, to off-center strikes or even clipped planchets, where the coin is misshapen due to the metal not being properly cut. These mint errors make the coin stand out as something truly special, and they can increase the coin's value significantly. Some 1980 pennies have been known to have a double die error, where the image of Abraham Lincoln or the inscriptions around the coin appear to have a double impression. If you come across one of these error coins, it's worth far more than the regular issue. Error coins are always a favorite among collectors, as they are rare and unique, often fetching higher prices in auctions and sales. Another possible error you might encounter is an off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned on the coin. This creates an interesting visual effect, with parts of the design missing or shifted to one side. These types of errors are highly valued for their rarity and distinctive look. So, how much could your 1980 penny be worth? If you have one in uncirculated condition or with a mint error, it could easily be worth $60,000. Yes, that's right, $60,000 for a penny. The market for rare and error coins has been booming in recent years, and 1980 pennies are no exception. Coins in mint state, especially those with unique characteristics, can command impressive prices, especially if they are graded highly by professional grading services. If you have a 1980 penny, it's a great idea to have it professionally evaluated. Professional coin graders will assess the condition of your coin, check for errors, and provide a certified grade, which can give you a better understanding of its value. Depending on the condition and any potential mint errors, your coin's value could increase dramatically to SO. What makes the 1980 penny so desirable? It's all about the combination of rarity, condition, and uniqueness. While millions of these pennies were minted, the ones in excellent, uncirculated condition, or those with rare mint errors, are increasingly difficult to find. These coins are like little time capsules that hold value not just because of their age, but because of their impeccable preservation or unique imperfections. In conclusion, the 1980 United States 1-cent coin may seem like an ordinary penny at first glance, but for the savvy collector, it's a coin worth more than its weight in gold. Whether you have an uncirculated example or a mint error, the 1980 penny could be worth a fortune, $60,000 to be exact. So, take a second look at that jar of change or coin collection, because you might just be holding on to a rare treasure. On Top 2 today, we're diving deep into one of the most sought-after and valuable pennies in recent memory, the United States 1-cent coin from 1983. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Isn't that just another penny? Well, think again. The 1983 penny holds a surprising amount of value, especially if you know what to look for. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this humble coin can be worth so much more than its face value. Stick around to find out the shocking price it can fetch today. Let's start by looking at the historical context of the 1983 penny. The year 1983 was a pivotal moment in American history. The country was in the midst of a strong economic recovery following a deep recession earlier in the decade. President Ronald Reagan was in office, and the nation was embracing a period of optimism and growth. The U.S. Mint had just transitioned from producing steel pennies, which were used during World War II to conserve copper, back to producing coins made entirely from copper-plated zinc. This shift would have a significant impact on the coin's production and value. Interestingly, the 1983 penny is often overlooked by many collectors. After all, millions of pennies are produced every year, so it's easy to dismiss them as just another piece of everyday currency. However, what many people don't realize is that certain 1983 pennies are actually quite rare and extremely valuable. These pennies didn't all come out of the mint with the same level of quality. Some of them have minting errors or unique characteristics that can make them highly sought after in the numismatic world. The design of the 1983 penny remains familiar to those who know U.S. coinage well. On the obverse side of the coin, we find the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This image has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1909, and it still holds a deep symbolic connection to the history of the United States. Surrounding Lincoln's image are the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," in the year 1983. The image is elegant, and the details of Lincoln's face, though small on a penny, are always striking. The reverse side of the 1983 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, which has graced the back of the penny since 1959. The design includes the words "E pluribus unum," out of many, one, and 1 cent, along with the memorial's columns and steps, which represent the strength and unity of the United States. This timeless imagery has become an enduring symbol of American pride. So, what makes the 1983 penny special? For the most part, these coins are pretty common. However, there's one key factor that makes them valuable: the 1983 copper penny. Yes, that's right. While most 1983 pennies are made of copper-plated zinc, a few rare ones were mistakenly struck using pure copper. The result is a highly collectible and extremely rare coin. These copper pennies were only made during the first few months of 1983 before the mint corrected the error and switched back to zinc-plated coins. So, if you find one of these 1983 copper pennies, you might be holding on to a true treasure. Now, let's talk about why this mistake is so important for collectors. First, let's break down the rarity of the 1983 copper penny. There were millions of pennies produced in 1983, but only a very small number of them were mistakenly struck in copper. The actual number of these copper 1983 pennies is not definitively known, but estimates suggest that there are only a few hundred to a few thousand coins that were produced in this way. This makes them incredibly rare and highly valuable for coin collectors. Finding a 1983 copper penny in pristine condition is even more of a rarity. Most of the coins were heavily circulated and show signs of wear and damage. A mint condition 1983 copper penny, especially one that hasn't been used in circulation, is a coveted prize in the coin world. But even if the coin isn't in perfect condition, its intrinsic value as a rare minting error can still make it worth thousands of dollars. Speaking of value, you may be wondering how much a 1983 copper penny could actually be worth. The answer is quite a lot. If you happen to come across one of these coins in near-perfect condition, it could be worth an astounding $50,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $50,000 for a single penny. That's the kind of money you could make from finding this rare minting error. And even if your coin has some signs of wear, it could still fetch a healthy price in the market. But how do you identify one of these rare 1983 copper pennies? The first step is to check the weight of the coin. A copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while a zinc-plated penny weighs just 2.5 grams. If your penny weighs closer to the copper weight, there's a good chance you have a rare 1983 copper penny on your hands. Next, examine the coin closely for any signs of wear or damage. If the penny is in great shape, it's even more valuable. And of course, if you're unsure whether you have a 1983 copper penny, it's always a good idea to have the coin graded by a professional service, like PCGS or NGC, to confirm its authenticity and condition. In addition to the 1983 copper penny, there are also other valuable 1983 penny errors that you should keep an eye out for. Some 1983 pennies have double dies, where the design is doubled, off-center strikes, or other minting flaws that can make them even more valuable to collectors. These error coins are highly sought after, and if you find one, it could increase the value of your coin significantly. To summarize, the 1983 United States 1-cent coin is far more than just another penny. With the potential for rare minting errors, such as the 1983 copper penny, this coin can be worth a staggering $50,000 if you're lucky enough to find one in great condition. So, next time you come across a 1983 penny, be sure to take a closer look. You might be holding onto a rare treasure that could make you a small fortune. On top 3, we're going to talk about a classic American coin that may seem like just another penny at first glance, but it has the potential to be worth far more than its face value. Yes, you guessed it. We're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1985. What makes this penny so special, and why is it attracting the attention of collectors? Stick around until the end of the video, because you won't believe just how much this little coin could be worth today. $55,000. Let's set the stage. The year is 1985. The United States was in the midst of the Reagan administration, and the economy was booming after recovering from the early 1980s recession. People were still using the penny in their daily transactions, just as they had been for decades. But while most of the 1985 pennies circulated and got worn out, a few pristine examples escaped the grind of everyday use and remain highly sought after today. The 1985 penny could be much more valuable than you think, and it all depends on a few key factors: condition, rarity, and unique characteristics. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1985 penny. On the obverse, or front side of the coin, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This image of Lincoln has been a symbol of American history since the penny was first introduced in 1909, and it continues to be one of the most famous portraits ever featured on U.S. currency. Surrounding Lincoln's face are the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and of course, the year of minting, 1985. On the reverse, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, which has adorned the reverse side of the penny since 1959. The memorial is an enduring symbol of the unity and ideals of the United States. The architectural beauty and historical significance of this landmark are reflected on this coin, making it a true tribute to American values. But what sets the 1985 penny apart from the rest? Well, the key to its value lies in the condition. Most pennies that were minted in 1985 have been used extensively, circulated for years, and are heavily worn. They've probably changed hands thousands of times and lost much of their original shine. However, if you have an uncirculated 1985 penny, then you're sitting on a potential gold mine. Uncirculated coins are those that were never used in transactions and were kept in pristine condition. These coins still retain their full original details, like the sharpness of the design, the luster of the metal, and the vividness of the inscriptions. Finding an uncirculated 1985 penny is not easy, and that's what makes them so valuable. The minting process can sometimes result in small imperfections, but if the coin has avoided damage or wear over the years, it becomes a highly coveted piece. In fact, graded uncirculated 1985 pennies are sold at significant premiums, as collectors are always on the lookout for coins in perfect condition. Another factor that adds to the value of the 1985 penny is the possibility of mint errors. Mint errors are flaws that happen during the coin production process, and they can range from misprints to off-center strikes. These errors make the coin even rarer and more valuable. For example, a double die error can occur when the coin is struck twice with a slightly misaligned die, creating a doubling effect on the design. This can happen on the portrait of Lincoln or the inscriptions on the coin. Off-center strikes, where the coin is not perfectly aligned with the dies, can also make the coin highly desirable. Collectors prize these error coins for their uniqueness. Imagine holding a coin that was struck incorrectly. There's only one like it in the world. This uniqueness drives up the price of these coins. So, if you come across a 1985 penny with a noticeable mint error, don't underestimate its value. It could be worth far more than you think. So, now for the big reveal. How much could your 1985 penny be worth? Well, if you happen to have one of these pennies in uncirculated condition or with a rare mint error, it could be worth an eye-popping $55,000. That's right, a single penny, worth only 1 cent when it was minted, could now be worth $55,000 if it's in the right condition. You might be wondering, how do I know if my 1985 penny is worth this much? The first step is to carefully examine the coin. Look for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. If the coin looks like it's been through a lot of circulation, then it's probably not going to be worth much more than its face value. But if the coin looks like it just came from the mint, with no visible marks or signs of use, then you may have a gem on your hands. It's also important to have your coin professionally graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will evaluate the coin's condition, authenticity, and any potential mint errors. A professional grade can help you understand the coin's value and give you an official certification that you can use if you decide to sell it or trade it with other collectors. In summary, the 1985 United States 1-cent coin might just look like another ordinary penny, but it has the potential to be worth $55,000 if you find one in uncirculated condition or with a rare mint error. So, next time you're going through your coin collection or checking the change in your pocket, keep an eye out for that special 1985 penny. You never know. You could be holding a small fortune. On top 4, we have an exciting topic for all you collectors out there. The United States 1-cent coin from 1987. It might just look like any other penny in your pocket, but trust me, this coin holds a secret that could make you a small fortune. Stick around because we'll reveal just how much this humble 1987 penny could be worth today. Let's take a trip back to 1987. It was a pivotal time in U.S. history. The country was enjoying economic growth under President Ronald Reagan's administration. The Cold War was winding down, and American pop culture was thriving with iconic movies like The Princess Bride and Full Metal Jacket. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of coins to keep up with the demand for cash in everyday transactions. While most of the 1987 pennies were used and spent in the usual way, a small number of them were kept in excellent condition, and some even have rare minting errors that make them incredibly valuable today. But how exactly does this coin stand out? Let's dive into the details of this special penny and uncover what makes it worth so much. If you look at the obverse side of the 1987 penny, you'll see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This image has been a symbol of American history for over a century, and it's iconic on coins as well as in the hearts of U.S. citizens. Surrounding Lincoln's face, you'll find the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and, of course, the year 1987. This date is important, but what really matters for collectors is the condition in which the coin has been preserved. Most 1987 pennies show signs of wear, as they were circulated widely, used for small purchases, and handled by thousands of people over the years. However, the real treasure is the uncirculated versions, those pennies that were either carefully stored away or never spent. Uncirculated pennies are rare because, over time, Most coins will show signs of wear, scratches, or other marks from being used in daily transactions. But a coin that's remained in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, can be worth a lot more. It's not just the condition that makes the 1987 penny valuable. It's also the rarity. You see, coins are often minted in massive quantities, and millions of pennies were produced in 1987. However, not all of them were preserved in the same condition. As more years go by, finding a penny from this year in mint condition becomes rarer. If you manage to find an uncirculated 1987 penny, it's like striking gold in the world of numismatics. But there's more to the story. Mint errors play a huge role in determining the value of a coin. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, and they can make a coin stand out in a big way. Common errors include double strikes, where the coin is struck twice, creating a blurry or duplicated design, or off-center strikes, where the image isn't perfectly aligned. These errors are rare, and collectors love them because they are one of a kind. For example, a double die error on a 1987 penny can drastically increase its value. A double die occurs when the coin is struck multiple times, resulting in a doubled image. If you ever find a 1987 penny with this type of error, it could be worth a lot more than you expect. Similarly, if the coin was struck off-center, making part of the design blurry or missing, that's another potential mint error that collectors would pay handsomely for. As we know, coins with rare minting errors can fetch much higher prices than regular coins. For example, a 1987 penny with a double die or off-center strike can go for thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. But even a perfectly uncirculated 1987 penny, without any mint errors, can still be highly valuable. That's because collectors are always on the lookout for coins from specific years that are in top condition. What makes the 1987 penny so special in the world of numismatics? It's all about finding that perfect specimen, whether it's a mint condition coin or one with a rare mint error. The scarcity of these coins, combined with their age, makes them incredibly desirable among collectors. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much is the 1987 penny worth? Well, if you happen to have an uncirculated 1987 penny, or even better, one with a rare minting error, it could be worth $50,000. That's right, $50,000 for a single penny. Can you imagine finding a penny from your pocket or your collection that's worth $50,000? It's mind-blowing. But that's the magic of the numismatic world. Small, seemingly insignificant coins can sometimes hold immense value. If you have a 1987 penny in good condition, it might be time to pull it out of your collection and take a closer look. If you're not sure whether your 1987 penny is worth a small fortune, you can have it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations can evaluate your coin's condition, authenticity, and any mint errors it might have. Once graded, your coin's value will be much clearer, and you can decide whether to sell, keep, or trade it.in. Conclusion: the 1987 United States 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny, but in the right condition, it could be worth an impressive $50,000. So, the next time you come across a 1987 penny, whether in your change or tucked away in a drawer, make sure to give it a closer inspection. Who knows? You might just have a rare treasure in your hands. On Top 5, we have something truly fascinating to discuss: the United States 1-cent coin from 1988. While most people may overlook pennies, there's a lot more to this small piece of history than meets the eye. You might just have a small fortune sitting in your collection without even realizing it. Stick with us as we explore the value and significance of this remarkable coin. Let's begin by taking a trip back in time to 1988, a year that was full of change and growth for the United States. The country was under the leadership of President Ronald Reagan, and the economy was experiencing a period of prosperity. The U.S. Mint was busy producing billions of pennies for circulation to meet the demands of the growing economy. In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced these pennies with the same iconic design that had been in place for decades, featuring the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back. While these coins were commonplace and widely used, they were also produced with a lot of variations, some of which are now incredibly rare and valuable. What makes the 1988 penny so interesting? Well, there are a few key factors to consider. First, coin condition is essential when determining value. Most 1988 pennies were used in daily transactions, and like any coin in circulation, they quickly show signs of wear and tear. However, if you happen to have one in pristine, uncirculated condition, that coin could be worth much more than just 1 cent. Uncirculated pennies have never been used for daily transactions, meaning they are free from the scratches, dings, and discoloration that come with years of handling. These pristine coins are extremely valuable to collectors as they represent the coin in its purest form, exactly how it was minted, with nowhere to diminish its value. Another reason the 1988 penny has gained attention in recent years is due to the possibility of minting errors. While minting errors can happen on any coin, error coins are often among the most sought after in the numismatic world. A 1988 penny with an error, such as a double die, off-center strike, or die cracks, can be significantly more valuable than a regular penny. These minting mistakes create coins that are unique, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that stand out from the standard issue. The double die error, in particular, is one that has made headlines in the world of coin collecting. This error occurs when the design is stamped onto the coin more than once, resulting in a blurry or doubled image on the coin. In the case of the 1988 penny, a double die error on the date or the inscription could make the coin incredibly rare and valuable. If you find one of these double die pennies, you could be holding a valuable piece of history. Another possible error to watch out for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the minting machine, causing the design to shift and appear off-center. Off-center pennies are rare and highly collectible, especially when the error is noticeable and dramatic. Beyond minting errors, there are also proof pennies to consider. A proof penny is a coin that has been specially produced for collectors rather than for circulation. Proof coins are created using a different process than regular circulation coins, which results in a higher quality, sharper image. These coins are produced in limited numbers, and their production is carefully controlled to ensure they meet a high standard of excellence. If you have a 1988 proof penny, it could be worth much more than a regular circulation coin, especially if it is in perfect, uncirculated condition. So, what is the value of a 1988 penny? Well, the answer depends on a few factors: the condition of the coin, whether it has a minting error, and whether it is a proof coin. A regular 1988 penny in good condition is likely worth its face value, just 1 cent. However, if you have an uncirculated 1988 penny, especially one with an error or a proof penny, the value could be much higher. Are you ready for the most exciting part? A 1988 penny, in mint condition or with a rare minting error, could be worth as much as $57,000. That's right, $57,000 for a coin that was once worth just 1 cent. Imagine that. A small piece of US currency that could change your financial future forever, just by having the right conditions or an error on the coin. So, before you toss any pennies into a jar or change tray, take a moment to check if you have a 1988 penny in exceptional condition. If you do, or if you spot one with a minting error, you could be holding a valuable coin that is worth far more than its face value. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our future coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!